What's up, crafters? Timeless Traveler here today to bring you another seed showcase. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe if you have not already. Check that notification bell so you can always stay up to date on any new content that I release. We got a few exciting things to show you today, so let's get into it. And we're falling, and here we go. This is going to be your spawn point right here. We're going to spawn in a plains biome with some desert. Right off the bat, we already have a relatively flat location, perfect for building your starter house, some of your farms. You already have access to a few different strains of wood. We've got the oak wood, we've got the birch wood. Over there, you can see we've got some acacia as well. And of course, you've got plenty of sand for your glass until you have your village trading hall to purchase glass that way. Now, if we just maneuver on over here just a bit, I've got a few treats to show you. I'm not going to review everything that is in this map because there is so much at spawn, but we're just going to show you a few points. So right here, we already have some buried treasure. Okay, spawn is just right over there. So you just come over here. For those that like to be underwater, build underwater bases, buried treasure is the place to go because everyone knows that buried treasure always has a heart of the sea. And if you're near the ocean, you just gather up your nautilus shells and then you create your conduits and find your stronghold, craft your prismarine, and get yourself that fully activated conduit for underwater breathing. And so over here as well, look how close we are. So spawn is right here. We're not even 50 blocks away, and we already have ourselves a desert temple, which means you're already going to get quick access to your TNT and gunpowder and a few other little treats that will, show up with the desert temple loot. So we're just a few hundred blocks away from spawn. If we take a look over there, we have our spawn point, and if we just travel over here, look at this. So these 3 points that I marked out are also some buried treasure. This is going to be all the treasure I'm going to show because there is lots of it. But just to start off, you're already going to get 4 hearts of the sea pretty close to the beginning of the game, okay? So, all you need to do at this point, you find yourself your stronghold, gather up your nautilus shells, create your conduits. You can start your underwater base pretty early on in the game, which is amazing, everyone. And then take a look here. We have ourselves another desert temple. And this one is fully unearthed. It's not buried like the first one. And of course, you have your treasure. You have a little bit more TNT. You've got a few more goodies that come with the desert temple. Okay, team, we're going in a different direction now. So we are coming from right over there. Spawn is right here with that first desert temple. Okay. Now we're going to travel over to this little corner. Don't worry what you see in that top right corner. We'll get to that. And so we were talking earlier about creating a conduit because if we have all those buried treasure points, you're going to need your nautilus shells. So what we can do to fix that issue, instead of having to grind and stay underwater for like a couple in-game days, it's a process, it's lengthy. Just turn this double zombie spawner into a trident farm, or should I say a drowned farm. You're going to get your trident and you're going to get your nautilus shells. If we just adventure on over a little bit this way, check this out. So we have not just a pillager outpost, but we have a village right here. I know it's a little dangerous. It's a bit of a risk. Um, I don't know what's going on here. I'm just going to let nature take its course. If they wipe them out, they wipe them out. If you play this seed, this is your challenge. You need to save this village. Are you going to let these pillagers take over, or are you going to try to save the village, get your village breeding system set up, your iron golem farm, and then get this emerald farm set up, or are you just going to let these guys take over? Now, if we go right over the hill, in that same village, oh, what's happening here? We have a bunch of zombies coming out of here, so they like to harass the locals, but that's okay. Like I said, that's your challenge. For this seed, you are going to try and save this village from, well, the local wildlife and the pillagers. But what's very common is that villages tend to have a stronghold right underneath them. Not every village, of course, that would be silly, but A stronghold is very commonly found underneath a village. Okay, so we just drop down here, and if you go right over here, it's not that far of a walk, and go this way. You already have access to your portal. Now, I already went in here to just kind of, scope things out. But that's why it's filled in. There are no eyes of Ender already in the gateways. So you're going to have to get all 12, just as a heads up. Make sure you have 12 eyes of Ender before you go and try to beat the dragon. Okay, crafters, this is it. After all the searching I did for around the immediate area of the seed, something that's in relatively reasonable distance, very early game, I came across something very, very amazing. Um, Check this out. Now, before you're like, well, okay, it's just a mushroom island. Well, first off, it's more than just a mushroom island. So for this island, for example, we have ourselves some buried treasure right there. Another heart of the sea, meaning another conduit for you to build. Okay? And yes, check this out. You have a second mushroom island with a little bit of a ocean ruins right there. So what would be cool with this? Um, just a couple idea, one idea that was going through my head when I saw this is, we tend to use mob-free areas like mushroom islands for industrial farm districts, things like that. If you play on a server or if you play locally but with friends, or your realms or whatever, what if you had your own separate starter bases and you would just each start off on one of these islands? It's really not that far from spawn. You just build yourself a boat. You'll be over here in about, oh, 5 minutes, easy. But what if you have a third person playing with you? Well, we have that covered too. And the solution to that is, of course, a third mushroom island. They are all pretty much the same size, so you're not going to have to worry if you do decide to, each start off separately in your early game world. You each get your own island if there's three of you, or if there's more than three of you, you all, divide it up and share the islands. This is technically two islands, but I mean, if we look at the water kind of tells you what biome you're in, and the water is pretty clear. I would say this is the same biome. So whoever gets this, you're getting technically two islands, but it's one island. It's just got a little bit of water in between, a bit of a river-ish kind of thing. So that would be pretty cool, I think. You got your survival bases on all of these islands, or just turn a couple of them into just massive farming districts. Either way, it's up to you. You got some objectives here. You got to save the villagers over somewhere over in that direction. Save the villagers from the pillagers. Say that 5 times real fast. And then save them from the zombies that seem to keep spawning from that little cave right over on the other side of the mountain. And then figure out what you want to do with three mushroom islands that are not too far apart from each other. And that concludes our Seed Showcase. Thank you all again so much for coming. Once again, I am Timeless Traveler. Let me know how this seed has worked out for you. Let me know how the challenges worked. I would love to hear how you saved a village or how you did not save the village and what you did with those three mushroom islands. So until then, we will see you all again in the next video.